Correct. And we're live. Hey guys, unfortunately the trailer that we had for LaneSmash doesn't seem to be loading. YouTube links down or something, or I'm just having trouble connecting, but I can introduce the lane in the meantime and the LaneSmash format in place of the trailer. So welcome everyone. My name is MonkeyDG and I'm joined by my co-cast here, Jeb Kenobi.
Hello.
And we're excited to cast today's match between TLDR and TRTL, which are two of the top teams right now in the A bracket, so it should be a really interesting matchup to see. Because we don't have an intro video, I will quickly go over the LaneSmash format. So it's 24v24. Match length is 2 rounds, each with a duration of about 30 minutes, with about 5 minutes in between for refs to reset up the lane and recover some nanites.
10 minutes, actually, yeah.
10 minutes, there you go. And for the teams to swap sides as well. Points are scored by capturing bases along a single lattice lane. The lane we'll play today is between Dahaka Amp Station and Alatum Biolab. So this is a base that does have, or a lane that does have a neutral base, Indarcom, and what that means is that Indarcom starts flipped to neither side, and then the first team to cap that base after the, 4-minute timer? 2.5-minute timer on that base?
4 minutes.
4-minute timer. Yeah, so it'll go to that team. And for players new to the LaneSmash format, because it's a neutral base, it means that whoever touches that point at the last second before cap is the one that'll win it. So we'll see some probably some fighting in the air for both teams to kind of ditch their nanites and try to gain air control before they push the point.
Quite a few, most likely, I'd say.
Yeah.
Quite a lot of air.
In terms of other rules, so no constructions allowed, of course. No smoke deployables, makes it a lot easier to see what's going on and just makes a more fun game to play. And then just to prevent some imbalance between factions, we banned the faction-specific launchers. Now, that being said, all the rest of the faction-specific stuff is still legal to use. So you've got Vanguard for NC, Magrider for VS, and Prowler for TR. And then, of course, they all have their own ESFs. And then Maxes too. We'll actually see how this plays out because the NC Max has gone through a couple changes recently, and it's kind of fallen in and out of favor. I don't know whether no one's playing NC. Yeah, no one's playing NC this round. But I just mean in general for LaneSmash format, not for this match.
Yeah, no, in general for the format, it'll be very interesting. NC has already been picked for one of the final group stage matches next weekend. I think it might get picked more coming forward. So today, Turtle is playing VS, starting from Aiken Biolab up in the north. They're going to head their way south, where they'll run into TLDR, which is playing TR, starting from Dahaka Amp Station farther down the hill. They meet in the middle of Indar Comare, which is the neutral base, as stated before. And it should make sure the match should start in about 6 minutes. There was a slight delay due to some technical issues on the Turtle side, I believe. But those apparently have all been sorted, and we're getting ready to go here.
May as well run over the scores now for the whole bracket so people are kind of aware. Right now we've got, who is it? TLDR and TRTL both leading their brackets.
They are top of the group so far.
That being said, I think that Turtle's in favor of point differential. So they had more points in favor during their fights. So if it comes down to tie breaking, they'd win that. That being said, both teams fought, some decently hard teams before. I think this is going to be the match that kind of shows who's on top of their bracket, though. In terms of other teams in the bracket, we've got Pray for Help, Cats, and WFAT. Not doing so hot. The last team there, 0 points, and then Pray for Help and Cats, 3 points each. And then later on, we'll have some matches from B brackets. If you're not seeing those teams you might be more familiar with, CBT, OKTZ, Date, Too Late, and Dark, that's because they're separated out. And you'll see some of their B bracket stage matches later.
Yeah, later tonight. I'm
going to flip the camera to in-game.
Flipping the camera. Yes, top of the group is Turtle, followed by TLDR. Pray for Help is in third right now. Cats is fourth, and WFAT is at the bottom. So TLDR has 2 very tough matches coming up ahead of them. So they have to play Turtle today. Very, very strong team. And then next week they play Cats, which is widely regarded as one of the highest skilled teams. Actually, probably the highest skilled team in LaneSmash right now.
Yeah.
So Cats is a little down.
It's funny, though, because they're a high skill team on an individual level, 100%, but then they didn't play so hot in some of their other games, so they're not top of their bracket right now.
No, they are not. They had a shock loss to Pray for Help, and then they also went down to Turtle last weekend. So that match has been played. I actually have to quickly relog here.
All good. So taking a look at the VS side here, we got a lot of sites now. I think this season of LaneSmash, I mean, it's not the first time we've seen it, but this season of LaneSmash, double pulling has just become the norm. It's now expected for teams to get on, half hour early, be ready to jump on the con and start pulling ESFs. And the way that this works is that you have your whole team basically pull 2 vehicles, one that you plan to use on the opener and one that you leave at your home base. That way, when you inevitably die in the opener, you have another scythe ready to go. And the reason you want to do that is because realistically, LaneSmash is just like, I said it in Discord somewhere. It's a nanite management strategy game with a shooting mini game on the side. Really, the way that you win and lose LaneSmash, of course, there's skill and team play involved, but at the end of the day, it's about force multipliers and who can conserve their nanites and use them the most effectively. So double pulls are really the way to start out strong with like double your resource pool right at the start of the match.
Mm-hmm. Oh, don't forget to turn off fog.
I'll do that.
Get reminded by Yell Chat recently. Yeah. Oh, and
it's not as bad on Indar, so I usually forget about it. On Hassan, it's something else.
And Hassan, it's necessary.
Yeah.
In there. This is a Jaeger only thing, by the way, guys. Something you can just go do this on live whenever you want. But all characters on Jaeger have the ability to turn off fog, which is really nice, and for casting it makes it so much clearer.
In terms of players,
do you want to go ahead and look at the... Oh wait, what were you gonna say?
I was just saying in terms of players, I'm already on the VS side here, so I was gonna do like a little intro here. So VS have Who in the air, very strong air outfit, although arguably kind of dead the last few years. Looks like they're coming back though. They've got some good pilots here. Canoodler, Canadian Pride here, very strong pilot. I think probably TLDR's or TRTL's, sorry, best pilot. But in terms of
he
air
is their air lead. I don't know if he's their best pilot, but he's definitely their air lead.
He's one of their best pilots. I've definitely seen him play before, and I played against him in a few of these matches. Like they're tight. They know what they're doing. Oh no, Scythe despawned. But both sides actually have good air, and that's really important on this lane. I gave it a little bit of an intro before, but let me fly over to the neutral base so you can kind of see what I mean. So unlike Hassan or pretty much any other lane, I would say, the Indar lane here is very, very open. Even the neutral base here, you've got a point basically out in the middle of a courtyard. Makes it super easy to spam air vehicles around. And overall, vehicle game is going to be totally dictated by who has air control, because you can't roll up Sunders, Prowlers, Maggies, whatever you want when you don't have any air control. So I'm really expecting to see that, that the team that wins is going to have the one with the best
will be
air.
Timed after 2 minutes beginning and match. Match starts in 2 minutes.
Okay. So look at one of
you
the
see
players
what
makes
the,
a penalty for some reason. We're not quite sure about that. And match will start in 2 minutes.
I was going to say, did you see what happened? Do you know what TR is doing on their opener?
Let me look right now. I'm on my way back over to Dahaka Amp Station.
Can't see any of the things.
I see
Where are they?
quite
Oh,
a few mosquitoes.
Oh, and there they are.
TLDR is
Jesus.
known for the double pull in particular. This team is known for it. I see many, many, many mosquitoes. I see a Repair Galaxy, and I see a Liberator.
What the hell is this, like, coordinated? Look at this. They're all lined up. They're like, this is intense. I've never seen this kind of level of coordination.
This is like freaking military.
Literally, they're like, I guess it's so they don't... You know what? I bet it's because when you double pull, you need a... I mean, you can squad lock your ESF so anybody can jump into them, but it's still a pain in the ass to get into an ESF that's not your own. So what they've probably done is had people, land their ESFs next to each other so they know which ones are theirs. That's still funny, though. Yeah, that definitely looks like an intense setup here. It's still fewer vehicles, though, than I think the VS side. We were commenting on that a bit before the stream started. It looked like either they were getting a bit late on their double pulls or they just weren't double pulling as many vehicles. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. There are smaller ESFs, so it just could be my imagination. Dalton Lib's interesting, too. So Liberators...
Yeah, that is a Dalton Lib. I don't know. That's considered to be kind of off meta.
I want to say, like, 2017 LaneSmash was kind of meta. Like, Liberators were strong, and, like, before people kind of realized how effective a huge airball is, like, Liberators did have their place in LaneSmash, but I want to say this year and last year, people started realizing that, one Lib versus, potentially 3 ESFs, the 3 ESFs are better.
Yeah, and it's not always a question of skill, but a question of manpower. I mean, you only have 24 people. You don't have the sort of 300 or so you would have on live in theory. Having 3 people
match
on a Liberator
starts this tick on 0. Match starts this tick on 0.
Can mean a big difference in terms of damage output and overall health pool, more effectiveness, and all that kind of stuff.
Yep.
But we're getting ready to start here. We have less than a minute to go.
42 seconds on the nose. I'm going to follow the TLDR side, and I kind of want to see how they start this off. If they're going to bring all ESFs and their gal and their lib, or if their plan is to bring their gal in later. Because as I mentioned on the stream before, winning that neutral base here totally is dictated by who drops on it last. So it doesn't matter if you're the first person to flip the point, which is why it might be more effective for them to leave some of their, infantry carrying vehicles at base. They might bring it with them, though. It is a rep gal, so they might try to, play at the back and give their ESF some ability to repair themselves.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Match start.
Ooh, a
And we're
late start
off.
from some of the TR folks, but looks like they're all going ESFs now.
Okay, yeah. Turtle is moving down the lane, right on schedule. They are down a man, though. One of their players has been timed out by the refs for 2 minutes for something. I'm not sure what exactly they did. We will do our best to find out for you. And, oh, here comes the air fight.
So we've got 2 rep gals, looks like, for VS here. And the VS are playing fairly conservatively, I'd say. They're mostly staying by their gals, and it's the TR that are pushing in hard.
This is quite an air fight here.
Coyote's big players in fights like these, because you don't really need the best aim. You just left click and hope for the best, and usually get a good chunk of damage off. So that's what we're seeing here. It looks like they've actually gunned their galaxies, which is interesting. Usually you see these rep gals with only the pilot, but it looks like they have somebody on the top walkers for all of them, shooting at the ESFs. Oh, I think he bailed from his ESF. He goes down.
It seems like TR is winning the ESF war here. I don't know how much the rep gals are going to
I
have to do
think
with
so
this.
too. They're not focusing the gals, which is interesting, because usually you'll see the gals get focused hard right at the start. But either because of the fact that they're repping each other, or they wanted to focus on ESFs, it looks like the gals got out pretty well unscathed.
Ah, okay.
Clean
Looks
reverse
like
maneuver.
Turtle sent a couple ESF pilots on a big flank to kill a bunch of the landed double pulls for
That's stealing
TLDR.
our,
They
yeah,
got
stealing our
They have
strats.
several. They got several. They're dead now, but they took quite a few with them.
That's really effective. Yeah, we saw that happen in the, what was that? I forget what was the match. It was Pray for Help
Oh, it
versus...
was a different match. Yeah, I forget which one.
I don't remember, but anyway, same kind of idea. It was on this lane too. They sent a number of their pilots to go kill the enemy double pulls, because each ESF you kill that's landed on the ground is like plus 350 nanites for your team. That's an extra ESF that you don't have to worry about in the next fight. Same strat here. We're seeing most of the ESFs on the Vanu side hovering, playing safe, probably using the either Saren or the, I forget what's the name of the long range nose gun, but either way,
VS?
yeah.
Antares.
That's the one. Yeah, they're probably playing it safe here, plinking at range, and it's working. Like, they're not getting super aggroed, so they seem to be doing okay.
I think it's because TLDR is down numbers, but nobody has touched the point yet at Indar Comrade.
I'd expect to see somebody start dropping
Oh,
soon,
no,
though.
somebody from TLDR is going now. And you
Is that a
lost flipping
tank?
the point at Indar Comrade. The timer is starting.
Yeah, we've got a shield bus deployed right now in a kind of odd spot on the neutral base on Indarcom. Not really a good place to get to any vehicles. I saw a Maggie shot. Where'd that come from? Not sure. Coordinated air spam now towards one of the gals. It's gonna get real lit. Is that on fire? It is on fire. It's gonna get rep though, just in time for the Vanu to push back in with their airball. Look at this coordination. We've got three ESFs all going after the same Mozzie. Really clean here. Actually, both sides. So here, same situation. We've got 3 of these mosquitoes fighting one Vanu. This is, I think, Canadian. He's gonna get away. He's asking for peels probably, but no one's with him.
TR is still
He
winning the
traded
air
out.
fight here.
Yeah, it was Canadian. Really good trade. I think he was already pretty well lit, so the fact that he managed to trade out with that mosquito is really effective. Both these gals still up too.
TLDR is getting increasingly set up on point. They've got Sunderers, beacons. They had a beacon. I don't think it's killed.
Another trade. I think you're right. I think what's happening here is that once TLDR is going down, they're spawning at the base. They're kind of giving up the air game, which honestly I would hesitate to do.
Oh, Bulldog Bus is taking on a couple of Prowlers
Yeah,
here.
I see this. I see this. Prowler's a little bit lit. One Prowler goes down.
One goes down.
Artoria
What
Pendragon
happened
here,
there?
needing repairs. This is where the other bus used to be deployed. This might have been the same bus.
The other Prowler is now running away. Which makes
Bulldog
sense because the
actually
Bulldog
effective.
Bus is a serious threat to the solo MBT.
Yeah.
But they are now, the bus is getting, the Prowler getting some support from the Sunderer here, and that's going to begin to push things back in TR favor. But now a Mag Rider has come up to help out the bus. So we have another fight going on here. Oh no, but Hornets have arrived from the air. The ground pound is beginning.
Yeah, this is the... Well, I don't know. There's still both... like, it definitely looks like Vanu have more pilots above Indarcom right now, but I don't think that's going to last too long. A lot of the mosquitoes coming back from the double poles or whatever they are now.
Yeah, more air is coming in already.
Magni makes it up the hill, and that's like a unique angle. You cannot get a Vanguard or Prowler up this hill. It's only Mag Riders.
He gets the bus kill. Unfortunately, there's still 2 more buses here that are manned by TLDR that could drive up and deploy.
True, but they
that
are
is
farther
still
back,
big.
so...
They are further back. They have to make the trip.
Yeah. Oh, this one's getting lit up real hard by that Prowler. This Prowler's actually doing work right now. Unfortunately, it looks like that flank from the Mag Rider was especially effective. Let's take a look at the sky.
Yeah,
again.
he got crossfired. There was one on his left and the one on his right. And that makes it a very tough position to be a tank.
Yep.
Like one of the
chilled
buses
out.
is just...
It looks like...
Reading.
Oh, they're getting flak from where? I don't know what's shooting them. There's a bus somewhere? There's something shooting
Yeah,
flak
there's a
like
couple
way
buses on
back.
the-
I'm not sure where. Like towards the VS side.
Oh,
Oh no, here it is. Here it is. It's Sunday. My bad. Yeah, they've got Sundays up on the hill and a Prowler coming up. It's an awkward angle to push though, because once you get up here, well, one, you've got low ground, and look at this weird position here from the Mag Rider. Super effective. He's pretty safe. He could back out, and he's got a good angle on all of them. I think this is going to be dictated by who ends up winning the air fight, because here comes the ground spam. Maggie's going to back off
this
of
is they at this point, I think both sides are probably well past double pulls and are now pulling with actual nanites.
Nanites, yeah. Point flip to VS at some point here. Looks like Quinn has a solo engineer on point. They got a few infantry here and there, maybe out of nanites,
Yeah.
or maybe just trying to get the point in their favor.
Artoria Pendragon's here as well. There's a few turtle infantry. I think they're mostly just people who have bailed out of vehicles to repair or run around.
Yep.
Oh, there's one Mag Rider on fire. Davri's gonna have to repair that as more tanks have arrived onto the hill for Turtle.
Oh, now here's an ugly angle.
Why are there being
Mag
such
Riders
a
gave
way?
up their high ground here, and now they've got to fight up this hill. And I don't know what the Prowler has, but that deploy shield when they equip that can be really strong.
It can be, but the Mag Rider is really, really good at working hills because it's got better gun depression and it can hover and mag burn all over the place.
Yeah, it looks like he's
So-
struggling a little bit to get up. Maybe just playing it safe. I'm not sure.
Yeah, he may just play very safe. There's 2 Prowlers up there, and that will absolutely out DPS in big time. And
they probably
needs some support here.
I think that might have been bad comms because the Prowlers had one like this.
Oh, sad
Maggie
robot
here-
bailing out of a Mag Rider for some reason.
This Maggie was really lit. They should have aped, I
rounds
think.
straight to the face.
But
Point
unfortunately, they're
currently
only one of those
VS. Azor has run to the point with a max and Quint, but that's only
Oh,
them.
no.
And less than a minute to cap now for VS, but I don't... Oh, I guess VS has got some air control?
Some
I don't know
weak
who's gonna
comms,
get this.
unfortunately. That tank's gonna go down. He really should have pushed with his buddy here. I'm not sure who that was. Bunyan really should have been there with them. They could have won that 2v2, but he got ditched. Weird position here from the ESFs.
Weird position
Looks
from
like they've
everybody.
entirely
oh,
won
gosh.
air game.
Oh, ESF super low. He's looking at tank taking
Yeah,
tank
I know,
fire.
right?
There's also now a Galaxy landed on the roof of the triple stack. Turtle's got infantry inside. They're running on the point. I think they're going to get this, but it's not clean.
It's really close, and I think the reason that they're going to win isn't because they have, like, they do have more people, but they took the smart side, they took the triple stack, and when you take the triple stack side, you've got a bit more cover, and you can jump off the
Okay,
balcony.
one
at the
resonate on
point.
Oh, TLDR gets a big resonate on point. It's too late, though. Turtle gets it.
TRTL caps that base. Really good cap. So many words on my screen. Really good cap from them. And I think that just came down to, as we saw in the very end, they had the air control, they had the vehicle control. Killing that one Prowler was especially strong. And at this point, it doesn't really matter who's fighting left on point, as long as they can get the pre-cap down.
There is no pre-cap at the Haka South yet.
They still, you know what? I don't think this gal went down the whole fight. I think they managed to keep it up the whole time, which is good now because if they decided to pull any maxes, I don't know if they did, but yeah, they do have maxes, so they can now move these maxes to the next base without having to waste those nanites.
There was a VS peak at the Haka South, but it immediately got killed by TLDR. They rotate some people here on point to defend. They're slowly bringing in, Dante is here as well. That's one of their big pilots, so that means their air is effectively grounded for the time being.
Sunday goes down, unfortunately, with air spam. And yeah, no precap going on. It looks like TR is trying to play this safe. They're shoving as much infantry as they can into the powerhouse. Powerhouse buildings, of course, being very favorable for infantry gameplay. You can get inside, you know, set up some NG barriers and basically protect it without worrying about air spam.
Turtle is bringing a Sunder on the road, driven by Yami Samurai.
Desi comes out, blows up Annoying Ben, and good shot from whoever that was. Bad piloting from Annoying Ben. Hovering a bit too close to the ground.
Yeah. Turtle is slowly getting
push.
set up here. They're just bringing in the forces slowly.
Yeah.
TLDR is sitting on the point.
I'm wondering where the rest of VS is. I think they're all in this gal here. They're probably going to try jumping out at once. I know there's some maxes in here. The question is what side they're going to push from. I think the dump side here is stronger.
Great attack just got Desi'd out of his sight by TLDR. Oof.
Yeah.
Those Desi's are pulling some work.
I think that's more than the pilots for hovering too close to the ground. Getting greater. If they're using nose guns, it's tricky though, because you can't really get, like, you need a clean angle on infantry. You can't really shoot them at range, so they sometimes don't have a choice. See, interesting push here. They're taking Skinny Door, which, in my opinion, is a really hard push to hold because, okay, they don't have an NG barrier up here, but just in general, like, being able to head glitch on these stairs, shoot down, especially with maxes or, you know, heavies with Desis, it's so hard to push up these stairs. I really thought that they would try dropping on the dubs balk here and then push in. Because winning second floor is really the way that you win powerhouses. It's so tricky pushing through the small doors.
Perhaps, but point is down on the lower. Oh, a flash goes up. Panda tries to get up with the flash, doesn't get very far. Yeah, the reckless flash charge is a great idea in theory. It doesn't look like out in reality, but here comes the push up Skinny. With multiple maxes, Azor is dead in a max.
That was get res. Surprisingly effective. I don't know why this max backed off so far. Maybe he needed reps really bad, but for how many TR were up there? Yeah, for how many TR were up there, VS did a fantastic job pushing up what I think are the harder stairs to push, so good job from them. I'm not sure if they just didn't have enough medics on the TR side, but I didn't see any resonades out, and I think they got killed because of that. So we got some triple
fight going on outside here. A couple of mag riders are scoring up against a couple of prowlers.
Volker's in a tricky spot now. Maggie's again using the hills to their advantage. It looks like it really looks like Turtle knows what they're doing here when they're playing the Mag Riders. They know how to play the angles that you can't get to with other tanks, and it's working out for them. They don't have the sheer DPS or armor of the other factions, but what they do have is maneuverability. DJ flexing some Jaeger cosmetics. And this is a really good way that you defend these bases. You set up these NG barricades, it becomes a lot harder to push through in like a big ball. They are now stacking up on the balcony. Luckily, no air spam yet. Okay, I say that.
Oh no, actually, TR has full air.
Just as I say that, I look at the sky, yeah.
Here come the mosquitoes. That's gonna kill every ground vehicle outside of a building right now.
At this point, though, 2.5 minutes left on cap. Cleaning up the ground vehicles is going to be important, but they really need to focus getting bodies in the powerhouse. I'm not sure what the plan is with the roof climb. He gets bolted. We got a bit of like half a squad, I'd say.
Try to take on. He does take on Dante. He just escaped with his life. He's gonna medkit. He's taking nose gun fire from aircraft.
They've got half a squad now in server, but no maxes versus 2 maxes and an army of medic and engineers out on top fat, and they're gonna get entirely wiped. Wasting resonates at this point. That's just a bad use of nanites. There's just so many of them here. 2 minutes left to go. We need a coordinated push here from TLDR if they're gonna be able to win this back. Dante got out of position and spotted. He's gonna win a 1v1. Good from him. Shotguns coming out too. The meta weapons of choice for, you know, traditional infantry formats don't really hold true in LaneSmash, where sometimes having more bullets in your mag can be the difference between, you know, having that suppressive fire and not. So we're seeing a lot more of those, you know, high ammunition guns here, and of course shotguns being super strong. before wasted doesn't get anybody. Good try though. They gotta focus on dealing with these maxes. I think a dubs push is probably the way to go. They just didn't get enough people in the first time.
Yeah, but the issue is they need to get some point timer here. They only have a minute to go.
That is true.
And of course, TJ is lurking and waiting for them to run on the point.
They're just trickling. I'm curious what their plan is here. They've got one person trying to contest point. TJ goes down.
Oh, Onulus is gonna get points. He goes down. That's gonna buy them a few seconds.
There's like 5, 6 of them versus look how many are upstairs here. They're not like
And
Turtle's
now
not in a rush.
Turtle just said enough of this. We're taking point now, and they're gonna hop down and clean this all up and make sure this goes through.
Is there anything out Skinny Door? Few people. Beacon. Artoria Pendragon on a flank now. See how this plays out. And Skinny, this is a really nice hold here from the medic. Push down. Super well executed. I think as soon as TLDR lost the control of the powerhouse in the first minute or so, that was the make or break moment. They didn't have enough medics, I don't think, or maybe just not enough cheese, because Turtle did a good job wiping that, and now on point. Look how many ammo packs left over. They knew they were going to be in here for the long haul. The desperation of the LA's flying onto point. Medics just charging it. Resonate's out. It's going to be too late, though.
Oh, point is now been flipped.
Do they have pre-cap going?
TLDR has got a mosquito landed on one of the vehicle paths at the amp station. They're all floating in here now to set up the defense.
Hmm.
Be curious to see how this defense plays out, because Turtle has attacked this amp station before in LaneSmash, and it didn't go very well for them. They weren't able to really get much point timer going. They weren't able to get vehicles inside that stayed up for very long, and then they ended up having to really defend Dahaka South on a repush. I'm curious to see if TLDR can do something similar or what they're going to end up doing. But now they have a mosquito stuck in the amp station.
Many buses coming out here. I hope
Turtle?
GSD buses. Yeah, for Turtle. They're using the main pad here at the base they just capped. I think so for people who don't know how to attack an amp station, the way that you do it is basically you GSD as many buses as you can into this thing. And then once they're in there, you just hold like hell and get the point caps. I've seen strats where you take down the gens, and maybe depending on match time, 13 minutes, they could go for the gen route, try to get rid of the gens and then play it more slowly. But I think I know these teams, and I think they're going to try to shove the buses into the point. We'll see. We'll see. TLDR not making it easy here.
TLDR is already prepping Thunder. They've got 2 set up under the bridges and a Prowler outside ready to intercept. Or is he going to go inside his shield still? No.
So lining up their armor outside here. 2 Maggies, 3 buses, a harasser. Looks like I got 1 bus in the back.
Oh, there's an air fight going on.
That there is.
Turtle pulled air and is now dueling and cleaning out, really, because there aren't enough here to defend.
I think a lot of the air that was up there was probably air to ground left over from the previous fight.
Yeah.
Turtle now wins air control. So they have a good position
Turtle
set
is
up
bringing
here.
in the GSD buses, but they now have to deal with... Oh, the tank goes down to air fire, actually. But one bus
gets
goes down
in, one explodes. There it is.
So one bus makes it up with 3 vehicles.
Oh, they were ready for that.
Immediately get blown up by a bulldog.
They were ready for that. They had double bulldogs on it and Desi's. Oh no!
Another bus tries to break. He's gonna get
that Prowler's gonna get
Prowler.
huge damage from the ram.
Going on here.
Now I don't know why, but they've chosen to run double rangers on these buses, which is useless in a base like this. There's nowhere to deploy, so I think maybe
nowhere to see. Some Turtle infantry have made it inside now, but
like you can use these buses as a squad spawn.
Firmly in PR phase.
Yeah, you can use the buses as a squad spawn, but yeah, they should be blockaded with double bulldogs or bulldog cobalt like this one here. It definitely looks like the TLDR buses are better prepped for this.
The TLDR is better prepped plus loadouts than Turtle does. That's a match preparation thing. Should be pulling the right buses at the right time.
Maybe it was a leftover bus or something, but still kind of waste of nanites. You drove in there. Yeah, a bit of distraction, but the whole trickling thing is the bane of LaneSmash. Yeah, exactly.
If they only have 2, they could easily get 4 or 5 and be in a much better position. You just be able to straight up block the doors and keep them from getting timer. Is there a back cap at the Hawkeye? I wonder. I will check.
I don't think so. We've got.
There
it
is
looks
an
like-
attempt actually going on right now, but it's not getting anywhere. Point is flipping red. I think it's flipping back though. Yeah, point is flipping back. There is still about a half squad or so, 6 to 8 VS at the Hockey South defending there while they try to get the 4 cap at the amp stations. TLDR tried, but there are still maxes back at the Hockey South even to keep that safe.
It looks like they're trying to play the long game here, flipping the gen. I only see one though, side robot on the horizontal gen.
Yeah, vertical gen looks clear. I don't see anybody here yet.
And we've got 2 Maggies cleaning up a lot of these infantry though. And ESS now.
Yeah, infantry are not trying to push out and I think engage the mag riders with rockets. But the issue with that is that they are then exposing themselves to the VS air, which has the wall pause going up at full force here.
Yeah, TLDR has an exit out from the SCU room, which is the spawn room here. But they're just getting blasted by the light PPA. They cannot get to that gen. Looks like it's stabilized though, so no worries there. There's a couple, so I know most people probably know this if you've played Planet Side, but there's underground tunnels that lead from the main spawn room here over to the catwalks on the sides of the base, which gets you really close to the generator. So as long as you can get one person over there that's unnoticed, you can usually stabilize the gens pretty easily. A lot of infantry fighting here. Dante's gonna kill Sad Robot. Looks like mostly a fight over the horizontal gen here. It's still gonna stay stabilized though. TLDR doing a good job cleaning up.
Still no touch at the vertical gen. I'm gonna check the Haka again.
Yeah, slow
Haka
push
is still
here.
purple.
Slow push. I don't know where all of the turtle forces are. They might just, you know what? Like, there's 8.5 minutes left. They might be playing the safer and just making sure that they don't lose control of the back cap. Because I'm not seeing the same kind of nanite dumping that I was expecting to get into this base.
Generator stabilized.
I mean, Turtle overcommitted. The last time Turtle played this lane, they overcommitted too much to the amp station and ended up losing to Haka South on a recap by Pray for Help.
Yeah.
So they still have Panda is still here and a max on point with blue shifts.
Playing
Great
safe.
to deny.
Smart move.
He's got a medic with him now, and I think an engineer, and they're just sitting there ready. And Panda is one of the best shots on Planet Side. So that's a very scary idea of him in a blue shift max. It's frankly terrifying. Not something I'd want to push. Yeah, but also Papa's left the main area part of the amp station here.
They're
I think
just
the
kind of
buses
flipping
are
back and
abandoned.
forth between gens. I'm not really sure what the game plan here is. I'm not saying the same gen push that I was expecting. Because they did, yeah, so they gave up their idea with the Sundays. That's fine. Like, it does take a lot of nanites to dump the Sundays into the building, and if the team is low on nanites, that makes sense. But the counter strat, or like the slower strat, is to lock down these buildings with as many infantry as you can, and that doesn't take a lot of nanites. You play kind of like a powerhouse. You get 12 people in each gen room. Pop
Oh,
the
Turtle's
gens,
got a
and
bus
then you
coming in.
position.
They've got a GST bus rolling for the amp station right now. But
They
TLDR
get
is
nuked.
ready. It's gonna get not intercepted, but it's gonna get focused immediately. It's already
They got
dead.
one max out, but he's got nothing to deal with all this infantry. And he goes,
Yeah,
down.
he goes down.
Friendly C4 kills another one.
Next
Another bus
Thunderbird's
going in.
coming in. That one's gonna get counter rammed.
Destroyed.
And
Another
also
max goes
blown
down.
up.
Oh my god, we just watched like 800 nanites get wasted.
Wow. No, I mean 2 buses and 2 maxes. Yeah, that's
More than that,
for 800,
1,000
900 more, over
It's-
1,000.
It's a lot. That's just
That's a
really
lot.
rough.
That's several minutes worth of resource regeneration that they have to wait for now before they can pull that again.
Yeah.
Several minutes.
Still no big push from VS. Like they're kind of split between gens. They've got one guy on this gen. They've got some Sundays rolling in sometimes. Both gens ticking, but not really an infantry hold on either one. Like one guy flips in and they leave.
Actually, the horizontal's about to get stabilized as we
I
talk.
see that.
It's going to reset that timer.
Really unsure about what the plan is here. Like, you know what? Maybe I was right. Maybe they are just playing the safer, not wasting nanites. You know, delaying a little
Yeah, I
bit.
feel like they're almost just trying to keep the ball in TLDR's court, basically.
Yeah.
Keep the
As
ball
long as
in the
they
amp
keep
station,
shoving
keep the action
Sundays in
here.
every few minutes, then they have to stay at their base and defend. They can't set up that big push to hack.
As you say that, the two... Oh, those are Turtle Mag Rocketers. Yeah, TLDR is not pushing forward. There is one TR here at the Hawkins South. There's a few. They actually have a spawn somewhere. Oh, they have a stealth sender deployed at the Hawk itself, but it's been found by a harasser. It's not going to last long, but there's now red running toward the point. What is here to defend? What is here to res the TR? I guess got murked by an axe.
Stabilized.
Oh. Point is not flipping. Maybe point is flipping, actually. Point is going to flip.
Take a look
They have
here.
the back half at the Hawk itself.
All right, I got Cam in here now. We've got, looks like a,
About a half squad.
yeah, half squad, I'd say, but unfortunately there's a max here.
Panda and that max is still there, but he's also getting surrounded and going to get, I think, slowly just picked apart and defeated.
Nerf misses the Desi. That was going to be really important, and he's going to go down.
Panda's going to go down. He doesn't take anybody with him, too. That's really important.
Yeah. So here comes the
Ooh,
repush. Do
Mondi
they have a
goes
beacon
down.
up?
Point goes down. And he is
Did you
trying
see
to push, but he's outnumbered.
Did you see if they have a beacon up on the roof?
I will check now.
Because that could be huge. If they have a beacon and they can get people into the base really quickly before Turtle starts getting spawns in, that would be
They
good.
just got one now. There's 2 red beacons here. There's 1 purple beacon here.
Okay, so there's a good chance here that TLDR gets some folks in. Sandoris goes down, Aspen down as well. Good push out the doors here, but it looks like Turtle's getting ready on the recap. They're kind of stacking up here.
Ooh,
Army
C4
of
goes
medics.
out. I don't think it gets anybody, but good attempt nonetheless.
Yeah.
Turtle's trying to push from the lower side, but TLDR is set up and ready for them.
Big army of medics on door 3. We'll see how this plays out. We see kind of the reverse of what we saw last time. Only medics and a few heavies here, so they're kind of banking on the fact that they're gonna be able to win those 1v1s without maxes.
Yeah, like Turtle's trying to run this point. They've got Artillery Pendragon up in the sky now, trying to get them over.
4
Walk
minutes
Ethos
less than
down.
half. 4 minutes less than half.
This is
Electrify
basically
down
the point here. There isn't much time left either side of the cap. Anything. Point is
They,
going back to VS, but NTR drop in.
A lot of dead bodies. We need a resonate over here. Okay, so one goes down, so VS now getting their players back up. Safeguard's huge in this format. Getting back up with, what is it, like 25% extra damage resist or something?
Yeah, you get a good shield.
Really strong. Renegade flash in. He's gonna kill
goes in
2
with
people.
the Renegade flash, and that's gonna
run over his
get a
own
few,
buddy.
but not enough. The resecure is here for VS.
Unfortunate. It was a good chance. They got, like, what was that? Almost a minute on the timer?
Yeah, they got about a minute's worth of timer and basically put everything else out of play. The clock timer is ticked down to this point that the aim position cannot be capped. Clock itself can no longer be capped either. As soon as it goes back, it really can't be anymore. So that's basically a half, unless they can successfully bait either side into using and burning more nanites.
I think that's what they're
there
going
is
to
no
try to
point.
do at this point.
Yeah, that's really kind of the goal at this point.
I've always debated this about LaneSmash format, whether or not the half should end when no more bases could be capped. I don't know if that'd be like a valuable change to add to the game, because it would prevent, you know, burning nanites that you don't need to.
I mean, I think it's on the teams to not burn the nanites, and of
That's
course,
true. It could show the difference between an experienced versus an inexperienced team.
Yeah. Also, I think the organizers have basically spoken on this in their responses. If we have it be a judgment call, then that judgment gets called into question, and that causes drama.
Yep, that's fair.
Which is entirely reasonable, and nobody here is paid to be here. So I can see them wanting to keep the drama and
Well,
conflict down to the lowest, barest minimum. That is entirely reasonable.
Looks like TR just kind of stacking at their base now. They're not planning on pushing out, I don't think. Just messing around.
No, but they're just letting the clock run out here. Less than 2 minutes now.
Take a look at the VS side here. Same strat, looks like. Just sitting on top of and inside to hack a Southern.
Yeah, some
Cleaning
real
up
peak
whatever's
LaneSmash
left.
gameplay here.
I always find it funny that the what's the knife again that shoots bullets out of it?
Amaterasu.
That's right, the Amaterasu.
Oh yes, the dodgeball going on down here by Panda and Clone are
is-
playing dodgeball with the Amaterasu. That is Nishikino is known more popularly as Panda, so that's what we've been referring to him as. Just as a quick note there.
Doing some mag redder testing, see if we can get that on the roof. I know riveting gameplay, right, guys? But this is
Oh,
what
Crimson
happens
Path
when
is on the roof.
This is what happens when you've got two A bracket teams who know how valuable nanites are and how important it is to regain them. Blowing up the terminals, those are not going to do much. They get regen when the admins flip the base.
Crimson House is now trying to kill an AV turret at the amp station. I think just for the hell of it.
They've got a beacon up for VS. I don't know if anyone's going to drop on it. Annoying Ben playing Bolt.
Spotted.
20 seconds left to go.
Stabilized.
And he's dead. No wiggling, no shuffling. I hate it. Oh no.
5,
Assassinated.
4, 3, 2, 1. Half over. Players, please leave the
I hope
continent.
that wasn't a recent pull. All right, that is the first half of the game. Let me flip over to the score screen. So we are at 2 for TRTL or Turtle and 0 for TLDR. A fairly close game, I would say, actually. Like, they didn't manage to get any kind of decent push in towards the amp station, which just shows that, you know, TLDR knew what they were doing. They lost two bases, but I'd say this is such a momentum-based lane. It becomes really hard to kind of pick up where you left off when you're down the neutral base. Like, Indarcom is such a good first base to cap. But I think there's a good chance that we'll see TLDR do the same thing Turtle did in the second half. This could go either way. How did you think that half went?
I think you covered a lot of the main points here. TLDR seemed to lose the air fight over the long run, though they definitely had advantages at different points. And air on this lane is so critical that if you lose air, it becomes hard to do much of anything else.
Yep.
I would have liked to see a better hold from them at the Haka South. I think they'd probably burned too much nanites trying to win the air fight because they did not have many maxes for that Haka South hold.
I don't think they had,
which really made it hard. And then they over rotated on the flash suicide run, which is almost certainly a distraction.
Yeah.
To the real push that came up skinny, and they fell for that hook, line, and sinker.
Yeah.
So the micro level of tactics that Turtle had on the infantry side was just better,
really clean,
frankly, really clean, and just the level of our Mag Rider play was superb, which I always love to see as the VS main.
Yeah, no, they were definitely playing the hills well. I mean, obviously they've practiced this lane. They knew what they were doing. They know the meta on these different bases, and it worked out in their favor pretty well.
And I think the thing especially with this lane in particular, is that Indarcom is such a hard base to recapture.
Yep. I would
it
say
hasn't been done yet.
No, I would say, yeah, exactly. I would say, like, once you lose Indarcom, you need to win the air game, then you need to win the vehicle game, and then you need to start dumping people into L shape.
And you can't get back capped in that time frame.
Yeah, it's incredibly difficult because you're fighting up a hill no matter what side you're pushing from, so vehicles are at a disadvantage. If you've lost Indarcom, that means you've probably already lost the air game, which means that now you've got to worry about probably pulling from Warp Gate, and you most likely don't have nanites for that because you dumped them all into getting the neutral base. It's not so much that the base is hard to cap, which it is. It's also the fact that it's all the things that led up to that. Because you didn't win the cap, you probably already on your back foot from before that. So yeah, again, very momentum based lane, I would say, and winning the neutral base is really critical.
Yeah, and then Turtle had a hard time pushing the amp station. I don't know if that's just due to lack of serious effort, because they did keep forces back at Haka the entire time.
Continent. I repeat, players can now return to the continent,
which is definitely a valid defensive strategy to make sure you protect your lead. But
it could have
been. TLDR still got the back cap on them for about a minute.
Yeah,
again,
I think
TLDR
it's more about nanites,
did not have maxes. They didn't have the ability to get. They didn't get maxes inside, and that really hurt them when the time came.
Yeah,
didn't have the firepower to really deal with it, and then they also, I don't know, they just couldn't deal with the push.
Yep. I think a lot of the reason that we didn't see the big TLDR or TRTL Turtle push onto Haka was, I think after they put their initial, what was it, like 3-4 buses in and their Mag Riders. After that, it was just a nanite issue. Like, they probably didn't have enough people with 200 plus nanites to pull maxes and buses and get them into the base.
Or they just made the call to elect to save for second half, because of 10 minutes, you do not necessarily get as much dance as you would like.
Yeah, that's true.
for second half.
So let's take a look here now. I'm going to see what the other side is doing. So back here at the Haka amp. I think they're allowed back on the
10
comment,
minutes?
right?
No. What's your delay? You can't show up.
1 minute. 2 minutes, actually. I'll
Yeah.
wait a little bit. Good point.
Wait a bit. Wait a bit. Wait a bit. Otherwise,
In
people
that
get
case,
mad.
we'll just take a look at the lane while we wait for this.
Yeah, so now Turtle starts from the Haka and TLDR starts from Aiken.
Yeah.
So that puts the TR, I think, at a slight disadvantage because it's easier to climb the south side of the Intercom Mountain as a Prowler than it is to climb the north side. Mag
Yep.
Rider doesn't really care much about either side and can do both.
We saw that happen
Uh,
too. Like they pushed their Maggies up and started blasting the Sunders.
So the mountain is definitely a favorite terrain for the Mag Rider generally, but it doesn't give them advantage on every situation. So the Prowler is still a very strong tank. If it can get into some of the nearby mountains, it can definitely lock down and put a lot of accurate fire onto the intercom area.
I think looking at this half, like from the side that they're pushing on, if they lock down their Prowlers on the hill here, like it's a bit of a distance.
Where are
but,
you? We're not in the squad anymore.
My bad.
Let's fix that, actually.
Yeah, send me a squad invite. Let me leave when I'm in.
Send a squad invite.
But when you're on the hill here, you got clean line of sight on the spawn room, and if whoever owns that base decides to push out from spawn, it becomes really easy just to hash spam and kill a lot of them. Now we didn't see any gameplay at Alisum Broadcast Hub here, but this is actually a really fun base to see.
Starting second half, Turtle will be down 1 player for 2 minutes.
I don't know why that was the case, but oh well.
Why is that happening again?
Presumably the same, like it's just a carryover. Maybe they started with too many players or having too many people in the online.
Yeah.
Anyways, so there's a really fun base to play at because you've got a really weird angle here with this bridge, and you'll see Maggies kind of push up this bridge and shoot down into the base, clean up whatever battle buses are down there. And that could be super strong. This is another base where air superiority means a huge amount because, yeah, there's like bases you can get into, but realistically, the main way to win this point is to camp the tally with as many people as you can and then push the point as a big ball. And if there's air spam that's preventing you from doing that, you're not going to be able to win this base.
Poking the referees. Okay. One of their they had a vehicle pull from outside the lane. That is why they are timed out.
Interesting. That would
Which is actually that probably means they lose the tank too. That's a lot of nanites. That hurts.
Did they just pull, or was this from carryover from the first half?
I am not sure. I think it just happened. That's a pretty big unforced error.
That is. That's like probably a mistake. I doubt there was any intention because when you look at this map, there's not a lot of places that you'd want to pull a vehicle from.
I know. I'm not going to get into all the nitty gritty details here, but yeah, pulling from the base he pulled at doesn't give a huge advantage. So I don't understand. You still have to start in the hex. I don't know why you would do that. That has to be an unforced error on accident.
Oh well.
But yeah, a Aladdin broadcast. A base you can easily get vehicles inside to help defend the point, but also a base where those vehicles are extremely vulnerable to air attack.
Yep.
So.
Yep. It's a fun one.
Again, this is the lane where air control matters so much that if you lose the air, you're basically going to lose the match. So, that opening air fight is huge.
Do you expect to see the same strat from Turtle with their rep gals?
We're not quite as humping type of openers. I would say it's not impossible if they have the nanites for it. They definitely could pull the gals and use them.
Yeah, because that's my thought is it's a very nanite heavy investment to make to have 2 or 3 or however many they had. And when you're starting the game, it's fine because you have like 20 minutes to recover your nanites. You should be back to max by the time you start playing. But between halves, I think they might just go all ESFs instead and forego the rep gals.
Yeah, I'm not going to get into team tactics until we're inside the stream delay window for reasons of potential stream sniping, which is actually a concern. But I will say that Turtle is looking very organized in TLDR as well. I'm looking at the openers now on my camera. Both sides appear to be using some similar tactics. So,
I mean, there's only so much depth you can get into with LaneSmash at the end of the day.
I mean, and well, in this point,
Spam
this
BSF's
is
win
the
air
sixth
game.
iteration of LaneSmash with more or less the same rule set.
Yeah.
So there comes a point where
People-
the meta is very finely distilled.
Yeah,
Let's say.
people have begun to realize how to win these matches. I kind of wish sometimes that we went back to 2016, 2017 Lane Smash, because that was when people kind of didn't know what they were doing. Like, there's a lot of new stuff being tried out. The whole turtle strategy was like, I mean, it existed, don't get me wrong. It wasn't like people didn't know you could sit in a base, but it wasn't like the same strategy we see now. The changes with engineers, the buffs they gave to some of the implants, like, it's definitely changed up how the gameplay works since 2-3 years ago.
Yeah. Well, I
Kind of
mean,
miss the craziness.
The Colossus patch last year, tremendous, and the Shared Rocket update from last year, both dramatically changed the nature of Lane Smash, because due to the change of Decimir, all the pre-existing lanes on Decimir had to be removed.
Oh,
because
yeah.
the bases didn't exist in the same form anymore.
Yeah.
Rip Manny Biolab, Rip Frere,
I know, that was actually like that lane too.
Decimir.
There was a good one here between what was it, Frere and Manny,
Yeah, Manny Frere is a
or
classic.
Apex?
That's
I
gone
forget.
now.
Either way, yeah, there was like a really nice lane there that.
Yeah.
It's a shame. I know it's fun for infantry gameplay now on the new Esamir. I mean, I personally miss the biolabs, but it is what it is.
And I'm excited for the new containment structure, though, that they keep teasing and talking about. It's coming to the game in like a month, and I am
New campaign
cautiously
rolling out
optimistic and
soon,
kind of
too.
excited. It's the first new building we've gotten in how many years? Too many.
Yeah,
So I'm looking forward to that.
they need I mean, they have a small dev team, so what can you say? But I wish they had more people working on assets and new base designs and stuff, because it's getting, I don't know, it's getting stale even with Lane Smash format, because like a lot of these bases are copy and paste, powerhouse to powerhouse, no matter where you see it. And it'd be interesting to see some more nuance to the bases on the lanes. A lot of the Hostin bases are better, I find. Especially I like the one between where is it? Or is that Amherst, rather, not Hostin? Yeah, Heyoka to Tumas is a nice lane because you get good variety. Chimney Rock and Heyoka Cam are fun bases to watch.
Also, Tumas Skylance is very unlike any other base in the game, and is a very unique challenge for both teams, attack and defense.
So there's some of these lanes definitely have more variety to them. I think this is probably one of the more stale ones. Amp Station to a Biolab with a powerhouse so near the middle and an L shape as the neutral. Like, it's not crazy unique, but
it's a triple stack as a neutral. But yeah, same thing. Like, triple stack is again another ubiquitous building on planet side.
Yeah, my bad.
You have that double stack, but that doesn't really factor into the lane smash play because the axis of advance is north south instead of east west.
Yep.
And because nobody has that hard spawn. If you actually got a sustained retake going of Indorcon, you'd see that double stack get use, but otherwise it just doesn't get much playtime. Unlike live server, where you usually get a platoon in that building.
Literally. Yeah, these bases were not designed to hold 48 people, but that's how they play out.
Indorcon in particular is really bad for that, but other bases on live are better.
How are we on timer?
We should be close, though. I think we can... Wait, you're with a 2-minute delay.
Yeah.
I think we can show openers now. Match started at 5 minutes... Hang on. Match started 5 minutes late. A couple more minutes. So it started at 1:35, and it's 2:19 now. All times Eastern for our European viewers. And... yeah, so that means we need to wait till something like 2:23 or something like that. I think, if my math is right. 35 minutes plus 10, 45 minutes past the half hour.
I thought the Cordium was supposed to be nuked. There's some left over.
Well, Corium's just going to spawn. They don't nuke at all.
Okay.
Match starts this tick on 0.
Oh, we can do that.
Match
We actually can. Less
this
than a
tick on
minute.
0.
So
Okay,
quickly take a look at the TLDR side if you want to go look at the turtle side.
Yeah, Turtle side, they have many ESFs, but not as many as they did before. They also have 2 replicals still.
Oh, okay. So they did sink the nanites into that. Interesting. Looking at the TLDR side here, it's same as first half. A lot of mosquitoes. Looks like they all double pulled? Question mark. I think I've seen
Turtle
enough
did
on the
as
ground.
well. So both teams are
Really
double
committing
pulled with
nanites.
nice formation.
Yeah, so they're not. I mean, if they all double pulled, that means they're not going to be starting at 750 nanites, because there's no way you're going to be able to recover. What is that? 900 plus nanites in only 7-8 minutes. So they're really banking on these double pulls to win them the air game and hopefully take into our comm.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Second half start.
course, I would change it to daytime, but I might get blasted, so I'll let the admins do that if they want to. We've got big
I will
airball now
poke.
playing a lot of people on the ground. Or like near the ground. They're not playing like traditionally tight as a ball. They're kind of spread out vertically. A lot of coordinated shooting towards these ESFs here.
Long range coyote
There
fire
we go,
going off as
daytime.
well.
Thank you. Skybox still not fixed, but that's on me. There we go. Looks like we've got most of the... I think Vaughn is playing this the same way. They're playing passive. They're kind of staying back, playing with their gals. Gals a bit out of position here, but they're backing up. They're plinking away at range, using their arguably better aim. I don't know these pilots well enough.
I mean, aim is relative, but the thing that's certain is that the Scythe has a much better forward-facing hitbox than any other
for sure.
ESF.
Yeah, like when you're fighting
Very
it, like they're
slender,
little
narrow
pancake. Like,
profile.
imagine I'm in a SF right now and I'm trying to blast at this guy over there. There's no way I'm hitting consistent shots when you're fighting at this kind of range.
No, there's no way. So, that helps out the Scythe a lot, obviously, and
So
then
it's
also that
objectively
gives the
the
Scythe
best
a
ESF.
tremendous disadvantage. I hit the skybox, didn't I? Alright, I'm relogging again.
All right, here comes the gang. You can just redeploy, you don't have to relog. Here comes the
No, I
gang.
was-
Now we've got big ball from Vanu pushing into the TR here. Many trades back and forth. Looks like three VS go down to TR. Another scythe down. For all that, holding back and flinking away, looks like they kind of scrapped that, started pushing it really hard. We're a bit far from the base, though. I don't know if anyone's capping that yet. We've still got a... poor dude just dropped out by accident.
Still fly over an ops cam. I was gonna warp, but I realized I'd be warping outside of an ops cam. That could be problematic. I am at intercom, but I have to wait for a lot of rendering to happen. There it goes. The point is still not flipped at intercom.
Turtle's
also
player
is-
may not return to match.
But
What
there
did you
is a mag rider here for VS. Oh, the point is flipping now. Point is getting flipped by Arturia Pendragon.
It
who
looks
is
like this
a
is
sliver
all...
of health. I don't know if he's running a symbiote and let it tick down, or he actually had a fight. But
I'm really impressed with the TLDR ESFs here. Like, they've clearly dominated the first air pull. I just want to quickly
Canadian
glance
has
to see if
2 on his tail now, 3 on his tail. He's got this distinctive pink camo. He goes
Yeah.
down.
they've got like Turtle has a few double pulls left, like 2 or 3, but what we see left in the air, I think, is all the ESFs for both teams.
Turtle
And
has precisely 1 ESF left and no beacon to get to it.
yeah, so it
That
looks
ESF
like
effectively dead. They're
TLDR.
playing with nanites now. As the terminal air pad gank comes in for TLDR, they're going to try to kill terminals and gank them on the pad. And they're getting several. Canadian knows how the
dominating
pull,
this
though.
half of air. I don't know if it's because they had more ESFs, but like they really wrecked a lot of these sites. The few remaining stragglers still fighting at the base here. Hard to keep my cam with everything focused. Sorry about that, guys.
Point is still VS going VS way, and oh, Turtle is rotating to the triple stack. They've got a max in there.
So the few
least
sides over
one.
here are actually really good sides. They managed to kill an outnumbered amount of mosquitoes. I think that, yeah. Oh no, you know what they did? They probably pulled from warp gate. That's what I bet they did. I was wondering where they all came from. So it looks like we've got 8 sides still up now, and they did a really good job at pushing that TLDR airball that was camping the amp station. So I'd say it's about even for air at this point, and I don't think that TLDR is aware of how many VS sites are coming towards them.
No, but they are immediately starting to break formation and pull back. There's also a TLDR Galaxy making their way in here now for repair. That's not
was
going to
actually-
help them very much, though, as the
No, they crashed into each other.
just rammed each other.
Yeah.
But massive, massive airball.
Yeah, I was concerned that Turtle had scuffed up their air game, but I think they actually played the long game. They pulled from warp gate, so it took them a little bit to get back into the fight. But when they did, they had that big ball that I was expecting, and they did a really good job of wiping the Mozzies. Taking a look at the point, we've got it flipped for VS. We've got a Maggie just sitting there with nobody in it, and a Max already. So it looks like they're really going to be trying to play the long game here, and I think they're going to try to fill up
They
this
have 2.
triple stack. Yeah.
There's 2 now. 2 blue ships and a light assault. As the TRR is now swinging back at the VS.
I love those coyotes just completely veer off in the other direction. We've got a Mozzie go down, but it looks like not double pulls, these are repulls now. The repulls from TR coming back into the fight. Still about even in the air.
Yeah.
Probably more TLDR at this point. But I think that Turtle still has some of their best pilots left alive and near full HP. This could work. Oh, big lit. That was a really good gank there from his name's moving too fast. Tizu? He did a really good job there.
Which team?
He killed Canadian. He was on TLDR.
Awesome.
Just ran up and mag dumped.
Yeah, TLDR is getting the air control back now.
Back and forth with the air. Oh, it looks like that guy got rammed, but he's gonna recover.
Point has less than a
barely.
minute to go, so TLDR needs to land those ESS and get on point. Here comes the infantry transition from Turtle. They've got a Sunderer that is, it's almost killed by a Prowler, but a Lightning is holding it off for now.
Turtle.
There's still a Sunderer here?
They're all dropping on beacon.
Okay, they added the beacon there.
Domain transitions is a big part of LaneSmash. What I mean by that is, you know, air domain, ground domain, and then infantry domain. Being able to get your players from one to the other quickly can really make the difference between like a good team and a great team. And I think what we're seeing here is Turtle being a great team. They knew that there was 30 seconds left on point, and they started, you know, ditching their sides early and dropping on beacon. And with 13 seconds left, they have a lot more players already switched here than TLDR is, and I think that's going to win them the fight.
TLDR is coming, and Turtle is all grouped up, so a C4 could cause a lot of problems.
It could. It's tight.
But
in the end, it goes to Turtle.
I'll check back count.
Good position from Turtle there. Again, domain transition was really clean. They knew... I think for what it's worth, they were smart with, you know, potentially giving up part of the air game towards the end, because now look at the air to ground spam. Like, it doesn't matter that they're getting air spammed when they were able to cap the point the last minute.
Yeah.
A few stragglers left over.
TLDR definitely overcommitted to air.
I don't think it was an overcommitment so much as they stuck with it too long. Yeah, I guess that is overcommitment. Like
that's overcommitment. Like,
yeah, they should have jumped out of their sights maybe 30 seconds before. I think they would have had a good chance of capping this.
Start fighting for real at any time now.
And the resecure goes through. Did you see if anything was going on at the next base?
Not so far. I'm going to check again now. I flew back to intercom. No, there's nobody here aside from one player from TLDR, who I think is coming to destroy the infantry terminal here.
Smart move. Prevent some maxes.
Turtle has yet to come to interdict it. Yeah, he's coming now to blow it up.
TLDR has a Sunday up, but it's getting shot at by some
He's got an
Desis and
explosive
archers.
crossbow out. He's taking it down.
Sunday goes down. Maggie now trying to dodge the wall pods.
Really? How did that
well.
work? Dodge the rocket pods. Oh, the repull from TLDR in the air is... One thing that TLDR is going to be able to do with this air is deny a serious push on the broadcast hub.
Yeah.
For the time being. It's not impossible to get vehicles up there yet, but it's very hard with this kind of air control. There's just no real secret routes that you can do that aren't super exposed.
They need to get some... Either if they don't have the nanites for another ESF ball, they need to start getting some rangers and walkers up, because these ground-to-air wall pods are really wrecking the infantry and the vehicles. That Maggie's still up. I don't know if they
TLDR
know
has
where
a
it went.
Sunderer here. I don't know. They're going to be pushing uphill into a very skilled infantry team that has the high ground. Yeah. I don't like those odds, frankly.
Still the Banshees, still the wall pods destroying the VS here, but they're playing it safe.
Point.
They're just sitting inside the triple stack.
Point is flipped to TR, so TLDR has got the secure here. But here comes Sad Robot and TJ to try to clean this up. They get one, they're gonna probably get two, but they have to work at it. Lynn has come in to help out. Sad Robot gets Lynn, and there goes Zaz W. Quint's gonna kill the beacon, and that's a resecure immediately for Turtle.
Medics and heavies playing safe, camping inside the triple stack. Beacon's up now. Michael drop one down. That should give TR the ability to spawn on the roof and start pushing down the roof stairs. Good trade from the LA.
Secure has come in. There's
flank.
now a red beacon here. Oh, there is fighting in the triple stack.
Looks like
Point
most of
is
them go down
neutral,
now.
but
VS
there's
have a
nobody here
max.
alive to really flip it. Gonna go back to VS.
Yeah. Is that Delta in the max? Yeah, Delta
so.
max doing
Delta
a
was
really
a-
good job.
Is Delta still in a max? He's had that since basically the max started.
Yeah, I think he's been inside triple stack in this max the whole time, and it's actually doing a really good job because whenever TLDR gets a few folks into the triple stack, the max cleans them up. And he's playing safe. He knows how to play this max. You don't go out in the courtyard. You don't try to worry about point. You let your infantry do that because they're expendable. If they get killed by the ESFs, doesn't matter. They can respawn.
Max can't.
Exactly.
One of the things you trade for crazy HP and firepower is the ability to respawn as a max and the ability to place beacons.
We'll eat air superiority here from TLDR. I don't see a single scythe in the air. But that also means that with, 8 or 9 players devoted to air, you don't have anybody that's able to push the ground effectively. So I really want to see how TLDR plays this. If they're going to try like shelling the base a lot and get like a few people touching point, or if they're going to start giving up their ESFs.
The air pull at the amp station is still in VS hands. They hasn't been destroyed or hacked by TLDR. So
Paula
that's
goes down,
something.
TJ cleaning up. Still a bit of a slow infantry mostly push here. I'm surprised that... Okay, here come the ESFs. I was going to say, I'm surprised there's so many VS running right on point with no ESFs countering them.
Yeah, TLDR continuing to prepare the fences of the broadcast, getting ready for the eventual cap attempt
Push.
there.
Yeah.
But really, Turtle doesn't have to do anything past this point, as long as they keep forward the point, the timer going.
They're up 2 points from the first half, and they've already got this neutral base cap in their favor. It's 3-0 right now. It's all
And
up to TLDR.
TLDR has to take intercom again, and they have to take broadcast. That's going to take them at minimum 8 minutes. So that means they have 10 minutes to play off, and that's only for a draw, because it's what, about how much time is left in the half, Monkey? Let me get my score overlay up on my screen.
I mean, there's still
17 minutes.
another 17 minutes, 30 seconds. Good pushing now from TLDR. They've got more folks on infantry. It's mostly working. They've got point cap in their favor sometimes.
I mean,
Rather
the
push up
thing
as
is,
well.
though, to catch this is no longer our neutral base. This is now a VS base. So
Yeah.
to get that back, you have to have sustained point control, which they do not have. Every time they flip the point, a few people run out from Turtle and get it back, and there's the resecure again.
sovereignty has taken the facility.
See, the thing that winning air allows you to do is that it then allows you to play vehicles without being contested, and I think they're not using that enough. I'd like to see a couple battle buses or some more prowlers in here, because that's how you start contesting the point. Like, air is effective, but less than I would have hoped. Looks like they got a balk push ready here.
That's not enough people to push the inside of that triple stack, though. I would
Camping
almost
this
say.
body, just waiting for the max to respawn.
Top floor of the triple stack is fallen. Oh, I think they're going for the forward cap.
Max is up.
There's no TR here.
He's gonna get... Oh,
No VS
he's very close, but TLDR heavy stays alive. So people who haven't seen that before, that's phylactery. It's an implant that maxes can use. If you get 50
are they on
experience
point in
ticks, they can
Dark
respawn. Yeah, they're
Okay.
they've got TLDR has point here.
They went for a forward. Turtle went for a forward cap, but they got killed, or the timing ran back, because now the air's pulling back to defend, but...
I was wondering where the VS went, so it looks like they were all trying to prep that pre-cap, but mistimed
Yeah,
it.
now we're seeing the double stack get some action here. Okay. As Turtle's going to try to push from main spawn here.
It's a tricky thing because you don't want to start prepping a pre-cap and moving your players there until you are sure you have it. Because as soon as you start moving, like, a squad, 2 squads of people to the next base, you're weakening your hold on Indarcom, and I think that's what happened here. They started moving too
Here
many
comes
people
Turtle's air.
preemptively.
Turtle has repulled their air, and they're coming back to fight.
Good choice. Way to recover some nanites. Zoom out a bit here, see how many we're dealing with. About a half dozen ESFs for both sides. And Mag Rider's coming up the hill too now, so this is actually going to be effective. If they can get some flanks on the infantry and the prowlers that were there, I don't know if they're still up. Maybe not.
I don't see a prowler at the top of the hill, but point is already flipping back to VS as they've pushed.
It's a shame, because prepping that pre-cap, you probably dump some resources into getting over there, logistics, etc. So coming back now, The fact that TLDR gave up point, I think a bit of a scuff on their part, but maybe they just didn't have enough players in here. Flying from Arcoria gets one, I think kills the max maybe. Oh no, they missed each other. That's funny.
Yeah, Turtle now has about a minute to resecure the space. As a
gets one, gets two. Ooh, that was clean. Defending the beacon with his life. He traded out another. That was 3 kills. Nalo really doing good work there against the Turtle heavies and medics. 3 for nothing.
TR is still TR. There can't be a back cap for another 45 seconds. There's nobody there ready to start the timer. TLDR now is there. Oh, that's a drop gal coming.
I'm waiting to see what happens here. I'm really hoping we see maxes, but we do no maxes. That was only infantry.
No maxes, just infantry. Oh god, the ground pounding.
See, I think that was a mistake. They ditched 450 nanites that they could have done just as effectively with a beacon and an ESF. Probably more effectively, I would say, because they lost a lot of people to the balconies. That was a mistake.
That push is almost complete. Yeah, it is completely wiped now. Point is neutral, but it's just until somebody from Turtle decides to go pull it back.
Infantry drop gals are, the traditional what you think of when you're playing planet side, combined arms, what nonsense, but realistically, the only time they're effective is when you're bringing a lot of maxes. When you're just dumping pure infantry on there, the way that beacons work now means there's no reason to be spending 450 nanites on a gal, losing it, and then also making it very obvious that you're dropping all your infantry on the base, which makes them easy to get shelled at by air.
Yep, there is now a VS Mag Rider on top of the double second intercom exchanging shots with a Prowler on a hill on the broadcast side. They're just plunking away at each other from about half a kilometer.
So it looks like we've got Nemesis and Hades here from the pilots on Turtle side who don't have enough nanites to repull. Canadian and Love That Liberator both trying to deal with some of the mosquitoes in the air. It's tricky though. With this much airspace, it's very easy just to fly to flight ceiling or just boost your way behind a rock. Avoid those lock-ons. Handful of VS tanks left, but they're not pushing up hard. Oh no, the Sunday got flipped. Oh no. That sucks. February not having a good day today. Oh, bus is alive. It was convenient little rock.
Thunderers have amazing ability to not die when flipped. There was a VS beacon here, but it went down immediately. Can VS get another one? They're gonna try. Ace-War goes down to Narov, and the resecure from TLDR is swift and brutal.
Yeah, I was gonna say, it looks like they dropped on beacon, but they didn't stay up alive very long. Plus, trying to win this triple stack when you don't have a good spawn nearby, very hard. Like, there's a nice garage here that, I mean, it's obvious when you've got a bus here because people are running from it. But if you do get a bus deployed in there and some tank mines on the road, or better yet, some tanks defending it, then you've got like a quick spawn option that is arguably really close to the spawn point here.
Yup. VS has got more air up. The air fight is continuing to progress.
Pretty scattered. I think we're seeing more TLDR folks coming back from the Alatum side.
Yeah. A startling lack of max usage from both teams really in this game.
From what? Yeah. Actually,
such an air heavy lane. Both teams are pulling crazy amounts of VSFs and burning a lot of nanites. So now that's a lot of turtle size moving into the attack.
Vehicle game here too. Oddly pushing up the Sunderers before the tanks. I'm not really sure what the game plan here is. You've got like 2 Maggies on the hill, and these Sunderers in front. They're much weaker at this kind of range. We saw double Bulldog Sundays, but when you're playing this far back, it's not that effective.
Close quarters though, while Sunday get the single MBT is very, very strong. Against multiple MBTs or at this kind of range we're looking at right now, it's not.
It's tricky. Trying to kill the buses here. We got one Prowler going on a flank. I don't know if he knows how far he's going to have to go to get behind that Mozzie. Or that
Mag Rider, yeah.
Yeah.
Volker is on a trip in his favorite Prowler ship, trying to get around here. He just gave up on that. He's coming back now. Or he was trying to bait the buses into getting a bit closer. That appears to be what may have happened there.
I'm not a PSB admin or anything, but I just want to thank Balmy. He gifted tier 1 sub to a bunch of people.
10 minutes, less than half.
Thank you, Balmy, for being awesome.
Most of the mag riders are down or repping. That's the last bus that goes down. We've got a few infantry left scattered on the ground. This Maggie's alone now, and he's going to get pushed from these tanks if he's not careful. There's still two on the hill. These guys just did not move.
They're just there, blinking away.
This has been a very slow match to watch. Looks like we've got some infantry gameplay going on. I can keep an eye on this for now. But same kind of thing where infantry drops without maxes. We'll see. Actually, you know what? They have enough people. They might be able to make something out of this. They've got, I think, a full squad of infantry in the triple stack right now. Kind of goes down on the balk. PJ and a Hesh Lightning, I think.
That
he jumps out.
VS Beacon needs to die. Fabry gets good.
He
gets
TLDR,
Delta and Yami also go down trying to push. Oof.
TLDR, good job with the
Turtle's
beacons
got
on the stairs, but they go down.
Double Ranger bust here, but that's not going to help them very much. There's also an AP Lightning that's currently unmanned, which is smart.
HP-45 melts Donta Cool.
Turtle's running back onto the point here as Fabry does go down.
It looks like Turtle's got control of the triple stack too. So again, pretty much what I expected. It took a bit more time because they had more people doing it, but those beacon drops, you know, good for getting some time on the timer, but usually you should be using that time to start bringing up your cheese, whether it's maxes or vehicles or something. I think you're right though. Turtle is, like you mentioned it before, Turtle's content to sit on their 3-0 lead and work with this. They're not like super hard aggro on Alatum, and they don't need to be.
No. This might be a good time to talk about the bracket. Turtle is currently in first place on point difference. They are sitting at 6 group points based off of 2 wins so far against Pray for Help and Cats. This week they play TLDR, next week they play WFAT. As results currently hold, they would have 9 points, which basically guarantees that they are through to the A bracket playoffs.
Yeah.
Top 4 teams in the A bracket are going to A bracket playoffs. The 5th place A bracket team is going to go play some of the B bracket teams in their playoffs.
This stage is looking like WFAT is going to be dropping down, but we'll see. They might change it up.
We'll see.
I'm ready for this big. I'm waiting for this big WFAT win against.
WFAT Pray for Help are playing right after this. Actually, Monkey and I have to run into playing in that match. We have to run not too long after this match concludes, and that is going to determine a lot of the lower bracket positioning. Assuming that Cats comes back roaring and takes care of TLDR in their final group stage match next week. Otherwise, things get really interesting at the bottom of the bracket. But basically, the point here is that Turtle is through if this result holds. All I need to do is hold the result, and point differential isn't going to matter because they're going to have head-to-head tiebreakers against everybody, assuming they beat WFAT next week. But even then, it doesn't matter because WFAT is so behind on points with one they couldn't catch Turtle. Even if they beat Pray for Help, because they have 0 group stage points so far. They are 0-2. They've lost to Cats and TLDR. So with this win, Turtle is basically guaranteed top of the group. They're basically guaranteed playoffs. So there's no need to push their luck and risk getting a base resecure, which is something they've had issues with in the past. Is overcommitting to the previous base and then getting losing a point.
Yep. What?
But now a lot of VS are pushing toward. Oh, they are going for the forward cap now at broadcast.
Oh, I've been watching this here. So they've got players in the base. That's right. I wasn't saying anything because we were going over the brackets, but they've got players into the base at this point, and I don't think they're gonna be able to cap it. You know, 6 minutes left. It's gonna be really tight, and I think they might get pushed out. But if they manage to sit on this point for 4 minutes, they will get capped here, and that'll be a 4-0 win for Turtle.
Yeah. They've got an easy, just under 2 minutes here worth of wiggle room on that. But already the battle bus from TLDR has arrived. Nagel's got his Bulldog and he's shelling the point.
Yeah.
So, TLDR is not going to get this one up super easy. But VS does have air control right now.
They've got a bus up. Bus goes down, unfortunately.
TLDR.
Yeah. the way I've seen this base played out most effectively is when you've got buses up on the backside here when you're attacking it, and what that means is that you can't get shelled very easily from tanks or from spawn, but you've got a spawn option that squad mates can spawn into to easily get the point. They don't really have any good bus spawns up now inside the base. They might have some deployed buses. Let me go quickly check. I don't see any here, but maybe they have one on the other side. Or it could just be beacon drops, but they're doing okay for now. That Bulldog harasser just dominating those TLDR stuck on the back spawn lane.
Yeah, there goes Naroth, there goes Nalo. Yeah,
Halo goes down.
Halo goes
Air
down.
spam also really big. We talked about this in the,
about it.
we talked about this in the pregame. Air spam is really big on this this specific base. I'm not seeing a lot of either ESF, so they could be fighting or they could be out of nanites. Turtle's still uncontested on point. I was expecting this to last a lot less time than it has. They've got a max up on there too now.
Yeah. And this is really important for TLDR because points are going to matter for the tiebreakers. And TLDR already has head-to-head wins against Pray for Health and WFAT.
Yep.
So they don't have one against Cats, and if they were to draw Cats next week, that point margin could become very useful. I believe they still have a better... They have a better point margin than Cats does right now. But a 4-0 loss would wipe out a significant portion of that and make it a lot harder. So if that would almost certainly make it like, well, actually it doesn't matter at all because the Cats do. So
Big air presence now from TLDR. Looks like one of them goes down to a Desi. Banshee doing really good work here, cleaning up some of the VS on point. Got a minute and a half left to try to push back in here. Looks like they're starting committing the resources now, dumping some cheese into this. Max still up. He's uncontested at this point.
Yeah, I'm not seeing a big concerted push from TLDR. Where is their Max Crash? Where is their Sunderer Ball? Like, they have a tank. They have some air now. That's going to help, but air doesn't... Like, air can't really get good angles to shoot inside the building.
I think
that's going to make their life a lot harder. They're getting straight up to GDSS at this point.
Yeah. TLDR's got some, you know, tank spam going in. Actually, tanks are effective. I saw that Max get pretty lit. He was half HP. But at the end of the day, it's an infantry point. You got to get infantry in that base, and I don't see enough pushing in. Okay, here's the ball now coming from the backside of the spawn. Oh my god, that friendly fire coming from the ESFs, that hurts. M18 is going to die real quick to those ESFs.
I'll say, here comes the push. That hardly barrier is going to give them cover.
Got a bolter.
going to go on the flank with Zarez.
He only gets 2, bodies that guy. Max is still up though. Until they deal with this Max, I don't think they're going to be able to get in here. But they've got enough people that it's going to work.
Oh, Delta goes down. Point is flashing, but not... I mean, you got a body on the point right now.
goes down too. They've got only a few people left. Resonate's out in TLDR's favor. This is going to be the recap that I was looking for. Only 26 seconds left. Way too close for what that was. Way too close. Another Resonate out. I don't think it's going to matter. Zombies up for Turtle. They go down pretty fast. But holy crap, did they wait a long time to get that push in there. I think if Turtle had, you know, 2 more Maxes in there, that might have actually gone through for VS.
Yeah, Turtle was low on Max. I think both sides have been low on nanites for Maxes the entire time.
Yeah. I mean, we're in the last few minutes of the second half. This is the stage where players can't even sometimes throw res grenades or use med kits or C4.
Yeah. If you are in chat and you want to ask a question for the team captains here soon for the post-match interview, feel free to throw a few in. We might answer one or ask one or two. So no troll questions, please. If you want to ask those, don't even try. It's not going to work. But we will. If there's something curious we find interesting, we'll throw at the captains.
Yeah, if you put troll ones though, I'll giggle. I just won't say it on stream.
Yeah, we'll have a nice little laugh after between ourselves.
TLDR now lost control of the point. We see Turtle regaining control with only infantry, a few light assaults, medics, heavies. They actually have a chance of winning this. A minute left. Oh no, they don't. 37 seconds left on the timer. Never mind.
They do not have timer anymore. That push came about 30 seconds too late, but good
Rest
try.
in peace. It was 20 seconds off. If they had done that push 20 seconds earlier and TLDR, you know, left point like they did, there was a chance that would have gone through. I mean, as it is, we're looking at a 20-second difference between the round ending and this point potentially of going through. 2 remaining TLDR folks. Just spamming the hell out of this point here. That air spam is really effective on this base. Junebug goes down. We've got them. So this is how you play these bases. For people who don't know how to play these rectangular or square shapes, you play the corners.
Match is over. Match is over.
And that is going to be it.
0 to Turtle. Congrats on the win. Well played both teams. Team captains, team reps, please move up to the interview channel.
So congratulations
I'll play both sides.
to Turtle for a 3-0 win.
Yeah. Lots of GGs going up in the yell chat right now between the two teams at a lot of broadcasts. Good to see that sportsmanship.
Yep. I think that was an entertaining game to watch. I was expecting the second half to almost go in TLDR's favor because they seemed to know what they messed up in the first half and they were going to capitalize on that. And as it was close. They almost got the recap at some points down at Broadcast Hub, but at the end of the day, I think Turtle just really showed their dominance in just all domains, being able to switch quickly off air into infantry, won them the neutral base, and then when they were pushing at the end of Broadcast Hub, getting those infantry players into the point building and just holding it, they almost got the cap through. 20 seconds left, and they would have gotten that base as well. So good job from both teams, but Turtle especially showed their strength in LaneSmash.
All right, we have a few people in the interview channel now.
Let me just
So
grab them. I'll give them some interview roles so they can talk.
User joined your channel.
Hey.
hello. We're bringing them all in.
User
ASO
was
shouldn't
moved
need
to your
it,
channel.
but okay.
There we go.
Hello.
Hello,
Hello,
everybody.
Hey.
That was a great game to watch. A really enjoyable streaming experience on arguably one of the worst lanes to cast just because of how much air spam there is. Probably to play in as well. But yeah, so congrats to both teams. Congrats, of course, to Turtle for your 3-0 win and almost 4-0. We saw that cap almost go through at the last base there. We've got some questions for both captains, both teams. I think I'll flip it off to Turtle at the start. So did this game go how you expected it? Did you have, I mean, every team has plans going into different lanes, but was there a lot of prep time that went into this match? Because I think this is probably your most important match of the bracket, I'd say.
You want me
I'll
to
pass
take
this
this
on
one?
to Yami. Yeah, Yami, go ahead.
Well, I mean, coming into this match, it's the last 2 undefeated teams in this tournament, and only one team was going to walk out undefeated. And we know that TLDR is a pretty competent team. They, have a lot of air, as just showed with the amount of their double pulls. A decent portion of this match went to a fight over air control. So coming into this match, we definitely had some of our own plans.
Yeah. Seemed to
we
work
definitely
out
had
okay.
some of our own plans, and they worked for the most part.
Flipping over to TLDR captains, what about you guys? Did this go as planned? Where do you feel like you might have lost those 3 points? How could you fix that up?
Did this go according to plan? No, we lost. What was the plan? Never-ending air fight. I'm sure you saw that.
Yeah, pretty much. We were just always waiting for the repo, and it worked actually for a lot of the time. When you were fighting at Broadcast Hub, I was commenting on just how much air dominance there was from the TR. Like, you were absolutely shelling that base, but unfortunately just not enough time to push out of that.
I mean, it's the same thing. I know nearly all the team captains, when they heard about this lane, their feedback was, please no, because it's air, and that's all.
It's awful. I know. It comes down to, honestly, it's a game of, I said this at the start before the stream started, it's a game of resource management, because whoever can maintain the most ESFs in the air, especially with air to ground like weapons, is going to be the one that manages to cap most of the bases.
I'll be honest with you, the air control in the broadcast hub was down to a pure gamble.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I saw them drop their ESFs, and I said, all right, everyone, we're pulling low pods, and we're going to hope that they don't have enough nanites to repull. Yep.
And it worked out for the most part.
I mean, from the Turtle side, while there definitely was contest, the sheer amount of pulls that TLDR had in terms of air, when it came to infantry, I feel like we dominated for the most part. If you guys don't know, our general manager, James, from Beehive, he managed to put together like a phenomenal teams in terms of individuals who can work together, and that shined during the infantry side. And one thing that we take really seriously, as our name is Turtle, slow and steady, right? Defenses win championships. So when it came down to it, we take the base, we'd hold the base for as long as we can, and weather the storm. And when we have a chance to push without compromising our defense, that's when we make the push. And there's, as you saw in the second half, that's when it came down to the air battle. Whoever won that would have the opportunity to push, and we managed to get that opportunity and push a lot of research.
Yeah,
I
we
think a
noticed
lot of
that.
our,
Your air is formidable.
I think a lot of our credit goes to the O-line when we pushed up. The defensive team was able to protect it long enough, and then we were able to put the screws on with the armor, and our O-line was able to secure and push up and hold the point.
Yep. I wanted to go ahead.
A lot of thanks goes to our coach, FD Swan. He really leads the team with stride.
It's
Oh my
it's
gosh.
impressive actually the effort that's gone into to these LaneSmash teams this season. I wanted to compliment as well the Mag Riders on the Turtle side. You guys did a fantastic job playing the hills really well. I don't know if you've practiced this lane and knowing your flanks, or if you're just really familiar with the terrain. I mean, indoor hasn't changed in the last 8 years, but
going back to that, right? Lots of credit to Hot James, right, for getting the right players together.
Yeah.
And then it gets down to our coaches, like FD Swan, Ace, or TJ, for getting the plans fleshed out, and for the experience that those guys bring. They're talented players, and they bring a lot to the team, and it shows when they play their armor.
Yeah, and turned out well. You got any questions, Jeb, for him?
I've got one. I have a couple, I think. One for Turtle. When you were trying to take the amp station, what was the philosophy behind sending the buses the way you did?
Well, it was.
When it came, you want to take that?
I'll take this one. Thank you, sir.
All right.
When it came to it, we were just trying to keep the time on the clock. Keep them thinking on their feet. We weren't trying to ice any pucks, but we were definitely trying to put them in deep.
Yeah, and again, like I said, right, defenses win championships. So our number one priority was not losing DACA, and we'd take any offensive opportunities we had at the amp station, and we did a couple pushes.
I could tell that nanite conservation was an issue, though. Like, at some point, you'd started the fight with, I think, driving, like, TLDR, or Turtle, rather. You drove in, like, 2 or 3 buses, and that was kind of effective, except that TLDR already had Bulldog buses ready and waiting. And then after that point, it was kind of just a slow progression towards the amp station, but I don't know if it was not enough nanites, or you're just trying to play it safer without losing the previous base. I mean, that kind of ties into your whole defensive ideology, but yeah, it was. You could tell
nanites
people were running out.
A problem for us.
Yeah,
we were able to
this lane is
nanites
tricky for that. There's no besides Dahaka Southern, there's no powerhouse that you can easily dump 24 infantry into, which means you constantly have people rotating onto air and vehicles. So you've got people that don't have the nanites to pull the 6-7 buses you need to jam them into an amp station.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at the whole match from top down, from the Turtle side, we approached it pretty methodically, and it showed in our strategies and how we played. We take the advantage forward into the enemy zone whenever we can, and otherwise we're defending our own side of the ice, right? No point letting them get a goal for free.
And it worked well. Any remaining closing thoughts from any of the captains, or Jeb, do you have anything you want to say?
I just want to quickly say, I mean, we said it in the other channel, but we might as well say it on the stream. GG, it was a wonderful game, and it's also fun chatting to these guys anyway.
Yeah.
Yep, GG, good match. TLDR, I got a question for you guys. When the penalty was announced that one of our guys was going to the penalty box for 2 minutes, how do you guys take that on your side? You guys come into the second half thinking you had a little bit of an advantage, or was it business as usual?
In all honesty, we actually had to send someone to I had to go to the refs channel to ask what the hell just happened, because we didn't fully hear the refs call. So when something about someone is suspended, but who is it?
Oh no!
On the pilots channel, there were just complaints about it. Yeah.
I guess it does have a pretty big influence depending on who goes to the penalty box, right? If you take a team's captain off, that's big.
That's big, and especially on this lane, being down an ESF right in the open is not good.
Yeah,
so I mean, honestly, more impressive that you took it.
Yeah, I kind of felt like you guys were a little bit more aggressive with your air in the second half. So from my perspective, it looked like you guys were taking advantage of the power play, trying to take advantage of the one man up that you guys had. But overall, good fight. Respect to TLDR.
Wake up.
Yeah, actually, that was. It wasn't even based off the fact you had a person down. It was off we spotted the number of vehicles that you had that weren't in the air.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, both sides didn't really seem to use maxes all that much.
I'd argue to differ that Turtle had 2 maxes nearly the entire match.
I think it was more about less max dumps. like you did have maxes up, but
Yeah.
I think it's also
But-
just because of the
but
lane.
air.
Like you got more people focused on air means you don't have the 6-7 maxes you have on like an Amrish lane or something.
Yeah, I mean, when it comes to maxes, right? It's having a plan around them, having a team around them, having the right pieces around them to support them, because that's the biggest piece of your offensive line right there. If you just dump a bunch of maxes, right, it's not going to do anything for you. It's more valuable to have 1 or 2 maxes that are having the team play around them. It's much more impactful, and we've seen that through many matches, not just this one.
It's kind of like
ones
having a
from this
quarterback
season
and
and past seasons.
it's kind of like having a quarterback and a receiver. You gotta be able to help those guys out and protect them.
Yep.
Yes, indeed. I have to run now.
Yeah, that's fine. We got
a match to
another
play.
game to play in, so I'm
We
gonna wrap up
gotta
the stream here.
wrap this up, guys. Thank you very much.
Thank
Good
you,
GG's.
both
Good night.
captains.
It was a good game. Really, really
GG.
stressful game to play.
GG's, everyone.
Pressed us
GG's.
hard the whole time.
User left your channel.
And we're out.